at you and declare, you talk like you know somebody. I do know somebody. I know the Lord. But I thought you always knew the Lord. But I ain't had these kinds of experiences with him. But I thank God that experiences that I've had with him have helped me to go to another level of faith and another realm in God. So he's talking with somebody, say confidence. Yeah. He's talking with some kind of confidence. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? In other words, he's talking like there ain't nobody that he's scared of. He's talking like there ain't nobody that he is afraid of. He's talking like he can conquer anybody. He's talking like he can defeat any enemy. He's talking like he can overcome any battle. And has anybody ever got to a place in your faith in God was so high until you didn't care what the devil was bringing? You wasn't worried about what the devil was going to bring your way. Remember I told y'all a few weeks ago that sometimes we've been on defense so long until we learn to be on defense. And we're always, amen, trying to brace ourselves so that we don't get pushed down instead of doing some pushing ourselves. Is there anybody that want to get on offense? Tell the neighbor it's time to get on offense. You see, the defense on football, they don't worry about scoring. They worry about keeping the offense on the other team from scoring. As a matter of fact, and we know that sometimes on defense they score when they pick up a fumble and they run it back to the end zone, where they intercept the ball and they run it back. But many times the coach, amen, tells them, don't worry about scoring. We just need you to get the ball from them. When you get the ball from them, get down quick, fast, and in a hurry. Y'all seen where those big offensive linemen, big defensive linemen have stuck them big hands up when a quarterback getting ready to throw the ball, and he deflects the ball a little in the air, and it comes down right in his bosom, and he grabs it, and then there he is, 340 pounds, rumbling down the field, and everybody on the sideline, get down, because you're not built for offense. The defensive back be done come and knock the ball out from under your arms, and they'll have it right back again. They say you done your job, you intercepted the ball, you recovered the fumble, just stay down and let the offense now, the quarterback, the running back, and the wide receiver, let them go on offense and take it in. Tell that neighbor, I'm on offense in the kingdom of God. I'm tired of being on defense. I'm trying to keep the devil from stealing my car. I'm trying to keep the devil from wrecking my marriage. I'm trying to keep the devil from stealing my house. I'm trying to keep the devil from laying me off. It's time for me to get on offense. I'm getting ready to get a new job. I'm getting ready to get another promotion. I'm getting ready to get another garage. I'm getting ready to get another house. I'm getting ready to go to another level. Tell that neighbor, it's time to get on offense. Now watch this. You can't go on offense without confidence. You can't go on offense without some assurance, without some certainty. Don't nobody want a quarterback who won't throw the ball. Won't nobody want a quarterback that's afraid to throw it down the field. Man, you keep throwing them little flat outs to the side. How come you won't throw nothing long? You got one of the fastest receivers on the team. We always looked at the Lions and said, how in the world can they have Calvin Johnson, one of the biggest and most prolific receivers that football has ever seen? I'm sitting on Monday morning quarterbacking myself saying, man, please, I can throw a touchdown to him. All you got to do is just throw it up in there. Matter of fact, I can just punt it until they go on down there and jump up and catch the ball. But sometimes it looks like they got a game plan and won't use the weapons that they got. And now he's gone. We will never see him play football again. But somebody that has the power and the authority of God, tell that neighbor, throw that ball down the field. The Lord will give you the victory. The Lord will give you a guarantee win. Throw that ball down and watch the Lord make a way for you. Tell that neighbor he's got a confidence. So he's walking in an authority that we have not seen David walk in before. At Ziklag, he was crying. At Ziklag, he was weeping. At Ziklag, he was looking for somebody to tell him it was going to be all right. In Ziklag, he was looking for somebody to encourage him. Until he came to the conclusion that sometimes, Vaughn, you got to encourage yourself in the Lord. But now we see a different David. This one has a confidence. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? He says, when the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes. In other words, he including them all. Tell the neighbor, God, I have you with a confidence where you ain't scared of no demon, you ain't scared of no imp, you ain't scared of no devil. You can call them all out. Even when the wicked, even when the enemy, even when my foes came upon me to eat up my flesh. Is that the text? To eat up my flesh. Not to eat on my flesh, not to nibble on me, but to eat up my flesh. In other words, this is a fierce demon. This is a fierce devil. This is a fierce imp. He has come to devour me. He has come to annihilate me. He has come to take me out. But David has so much authority. He ain't on defense. He's on offense. Even when the wicked and my enemies and my foes came upon me to literally take me out, the Bible says that they stumbled and they failed. In other words, the Lord is the strength of my life, and the strength of the Lord will cause the enemy to fall right before you. The strength of the Lord will cause the enemy to breathe out cruelties, but he cannot destroy you. And is there anybody that will walk in an authority that the devil can't do me no harm, the devil can't kill me, the demon can't devour me, the imp can't annihilate me, because I'm in the strength of the Lord? Shout glory in here. Shout glory again. Tell that neighbor he ain't thrown a punch. Tell that neighbor he ain't slung an arrow. Tell that neighbor he ain't raised a knife. He ain't thrown a javelin or a spear. He ain't pulled a gun and shot nobody. But all he had to do was declare that I'm here in the strength of the Lord. And when the enemy sees the strength of the Lord, they got to stumble and they fall right in front of him. Has there anybody in here that thought that you could take care of a situation? You thought it was just a little thing. I'm getting ready to go and handle this thing. And by the time you got through, it was worse than it was. Because sometimes you think that things are so bad until you ain't got nothing to lose. The man said on the other day on TV, y'all poor, y'all ignorant, y'all ain't got no jobs, your kids can't learn in school. What have you got to lose? I always got something to lose. I ain't never had a place where I'm desperate and ain't got nothing to lose. You better think again. I'm a child of the King, and it doesn't matter how bad or how down I am, God can make a way out of no way. Do I have a witness up in here? Sometimes you've gone to handle things only to find out that you made it worse. You thought it couldn't get no darker, but it got darker. You didn't think it could get any worse, but it got worse. That's where the saying comes from. You jump out of the frying pan into the skillet. You thought that things couldn't be no hotter, but you found out that they can be hotter. Look at what Nebuchadnezzar did. The furnace was already hot. They were devouring people and annihilating people in the furnace. But for the Hebrew boys, he said, set it 7 times hotter than we already got it. And I'm here to tell somebody, it can always get 7 times worse. It can always get 7 times darker. It can always get 7 times hotter. But I want to get to a place that in the darkest hour of my life, I'm still being careful with my decisions. Even with the most crucial time in my life, I'm still seeking the Lord. I'm still calling on his name. I'm still diligently seeking after him. Is there anybody that's broke, but you're still making careful decisions? Anybody in here, you're lonely, but you ain't selling for anybody? Anybody in here, you ain't got nothing, but you're still walking like your millionaire check is on the other side of tomorrow? I dare you to shout glory. Tell that neighbor, he'll cause them to stumble. He'll cause them to fall. And ain't no better sight to see than the wicked, your enemies and your foes, who got their knife and their fork, who've already tucked the napkin in their chest, and they're waiting to devour you. But just when they get ready to come at you, God causes them to stumble, and God causes them to fall. You ain't have to throw a punch. You ain't had to pull a knife or a gun. But the Lord had fought your battle. I dare somebody to tell that neighbor, if you stand still and move in the strength of the Lord, he will fight your battles for you. He will destroy the enemy for you. He will turn that situation around. Shout yeah! When the wicked, take a seat, even my enemies and my foes came upon me to annihilate me, came upon me to devour me, they stumbled and they fell. Though a host encamp against me. Listen at this arrogant man, I mean confident man. He said, my heart shall not fear. David, how in the world can your heart not fear when the enemy is camped around you? Is that not what the text says? Even when the enemy, the host, should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. He ain't talking about fainting. He's talking about standing. He's not talking about sinking. He's talking about swimming. He's not talking about going down. He's talking about going forth. He's not talking about going backwards. He's talking about moving forward. But how can you move forward when the enemy comes and camps against you? And when you look up and you find that you're surrounded by the enemy. David got to draw back on some personal experience. No doubt he could say, this is what I went through to help me to get to where I am now. There was a time when I was out in the wilderness and a lion came to eat up my daddy's sheep. But God empowered my hands to take my bare hands and to slay that lion. Tell me something else, David. There was a time when I was in the pasture and a big grizzly bear came to devour my daddy's sheep. But God gave me the strength to take and to kill that big grizzly bear. And then there was another time when a big 10-foot 12 giant by the name of Goliath came to defy the enemy of the Israel, of the army of God. But God gave me the victory to slay that giant Goliath and to take his own sword out of his sheath and to cut his head off and to stick that sword in his forehead and to raise that head and to tell every demon that the Lord of Israel, he still reigneth. And the same God that helped me to kill the bear, the same God that helped me to kill the lion, the same God that helped me defeat Goliath. I don't care if the wicked, if the enemies, if my foes have encamped against me, the same God that was with me then, he's with me now. Is there anybody that can look back over your life and see where God had made a way for you, to see where God has opened doors for you, and see where God has made a way for you? I dare you to shake a neighbor's hand and tell a neighbor, if he did it then, he'll do it again. If he did it yesterday, he'll do it today. If he does it today, he'll do it tomorrow. Is there anybody that will give him a praise with confidence, with assurity, with certainty? Shout glory! Let me finish this. Lastly, verse 4. And here is the text. Tell that neighbor one thing. Y'all ain't said it. Tell that neighbor one thing that I desire of the Lord. One thing that I got to have from the Lord. One thing that I can't do without. One thing that I've got to make sure at the end of the day that I've got coming to me. If there ain't but one thing on my bucket list, the one thing on my bucket list is to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Is there anybody that got one thing that you desire of the Lord? You can't desire it until you got some years on your life. You can't desire it until you done been through some things. The one thing that I desire of the Lord is different now than it was when I was a kid. If you had asked me that at the age of 2, the one thing that I desired was a red fire engine truck that I could roll in the house. But at 2 years old, the thing I didn't know was that in a few months I would be bored with that truck and it'd be sitting in a closet somewhere. It'd be sitting in the basement, back in the corner somewhere, because what I desired then is not what I desire now. And there's some of you that done desired some things. You done desired a car, and that car don't mean nothing. You desired a house, and that house ain't got no peace in it. You desired a man or a woman, and you're trying to send them on their way. You desired a job, and don't even want to work there no more. But now that you've gone through some things, and now that you've lived some years, you ought to be mature in the Lord to say, that's the one thing that I desire of the Lord, and that will I seek after, that will I diligently pursue, that will I chase after. Is there anybody that's trying to go to heaven? Is there anybody that want to make heaven your home? I dare somebody to grab your neighbor's hand and tell them, neighbor, the one thing that I desire is to dwell in the house of the Lord. Ain't talking about the city of David. Ain't talking about Mount Beulah. Ain't talking about Mount Sinai Baptist Church, but the house of the Lord. Is there anybody trying to make heaven your home? Is there anybody trying to see the Lord in peace? I dare somebody to give that neighbor high five neighbors, if I never get a car, so be it. Tell them, neighbors, if I never get a big house, so be it. Tell them, neighbors, if I never get a loved one, if I never get a spouse, so be it. Tell them, neighbors, if I never get a job and a raise, so be it. But the one thing that I got to have is to dwell in the presence of the Lord, is to dwell in the favor of God, is to dwell in the anointing of the Holy Ghost. Shout yeah! Everybody standing. David says one thing, not two, not three. Because when it comes to this, nothing else compares. When it comes to this that I am seeking after. The praise team sings a song, I'm chasing after you. And when I'm chasing after you, there's no other chase that compares. He didn't say a thing that I desire. One thing. I wish y'all were getting it today. One thing. Got a whole lot of stuff on my wish list. Wishing for good health. Wishing to have some prosperity. So that if I live long, I won't be broke all my life. I'm wishing for some good friends. Some good relationships, some acquaintances. I'm wishing for reliable transportation and a decent roof over my head. But the one thing that I desire and that will I ain't chasing after no house. If it comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. I ain't lying on no applications. Talking about I make what I don't make. I ain't chasing no man, no woman. Just so they can take me through changes. I ain't kissing up to somebody trying to get in their good graces just so they can misuse me and treat me like a dog. The devil is a liar. If it comes, it comes. But I ain't losing my mind and chasing after that. But there is one thing. Oh, I wish somebody would hear this. But there is one thing that I desire. And that will I chase it. That will I seek after. That will I move heaven and earth to find. That I might dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his holy temple. He's not talking about a mortal temple. Not talking about a house of brick and stone. David is given credit as being the author of this 27th Psalm. Solomon has not even built a temple. He's not talking about something of this world, but he's talking about something of the spirit realm. He's not talking about coming to the city of David every Sunday, and you should do that. Not talking about coming to Sunday school and Bible class and other prayer meetings, and you should do that. But he's talking about when all this is over. The one thing that I desire of the Lord. Tell that neighbor, don't lose focus, don't lose focus. Don't lose focus. Don't lose focus. After this world is done, somebody ought to want to hear him say, well done. Thy good and faithful servant.